It's like Damon John's book. Damon John wrote a book called The Power of Broke. Has anybody read that book? That book will change your life. You know why? Because it'll make you realize that it doesn't take money to make money. It takes awareness and some intention and some decisions. Anyway, so the power of pain, the pain of reality. Life doesn't always give you what you desire. How many of y'all picking up what I'm putting down? You know, sometimes life is hard. And so the reality of the fact that this is real. When my wife was 8 months pregnant with our first child, our water and our electricity were both disconnected at the same time. As a man, that was painful for me. When my first child was born, I was on welfare for 4 months. And I remember the welfare office person saying to my wife while I'm in the room, like I'm just a bump, like I'm just a spot on the wall. Oh, we could give you more money if he wasn't in the house. That was pain. See, you haven't had that pain. You haven't had enough pain in your life to create enough spark to go create wealth. Okay, the pain of reality, the pain of relationships. You know what's really awesome about God? I remember when I was reading the story about Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego in Daniel chapter 3. And Nebuchadnezzar said, I'm going to give y'all another chance to bow down to this idol of me. But if you don't, he said, I'm going to heat the furnace 7 times hotter than it's ever been heated. I'm going to kill you 7 times deader than anybody's ever been killed. I mean, their response that I ain't bound down to your idol made this man lose his mind. I'm going to kill you 7 times deader. Like, if you're going to throw him in a fire, pretty much the degrees of heat of a fire, the lowest or the hottest, is going to kill you. Unless you're dealing with God fire. Because you know in the Bible there's 3 different kinds of fire. There's the fire that burns. That's the kind that Elijah called down from heaven and consumed the captain and his 50. There's the fire that don't burn. That's the fire that talked to Moses from the burning bush, but the bush was not consumed. And then there's the most unique fire in the Bible. I call it the fire that burns some folk and don't burn other folk. That's from Daniel chapter 3, where the most mighty men who were in Nebuchadnezzar's army, 3 Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, in the fire. Killed the men that threw them in, but they fell down bound in the midst of the fire, and it only burned off their robes. What? You see, Myron, what's your point? They said,